this 5-mark proportionality question is a little bit different from your usual questions in that it asks you to create two formulas using a combination of y, x and h. But the process of doing it is exactly the same as if you were just trying to create the one formula and then use the formula to find one answer. So let's go through this. We know that y is directly proportional to the cube of x. So to get our first mark, all we need to write down is y equals a constant, which we'll call k, multiplied by x cubed. It's not equal to x cubed, it's a constant multiplied by x cubed. Now we know from the question that y equals 20h, so let's put that into our expression here. So we have 20h equals, and we know that x equals h, when x equals h. So what we're going to do is we're going to replace x cubed with h cubed, like that. And now we need to work out what the value of our constant is. So a constant is going to be 20h divided by h cubed. One of those h's will cancel, so k equals 20 over h squared. Now when you've worked out your constant of proportionality, you always put it back into this expression here. So we put that back in, and we're going to have y equals 20 over h squared multiplied by x cubed. Let me just extend that fraction line there. And that's our equation. And actually that is the first part of the question done. It says find a formula for y in terms of x and h. So there's y. And over here we have the terms of x and h. So that would be our first 3 marks. The process is always the same. You write down your proportionality statements, you put k as the constant, put in the values that you know and solve it for k, and then put that back in, and there's my equation. So although it's involving algebra rather than just numbers, the process is the same. Second part of the question then, find x in terms of h when y equals this. So we have a value for y. So we have our equation here, which we know is y equals 20x cubed over h squared. And we know this time that y is equal to 67.5. So 67.5h rather. Okay, that's written up here. And that is equal to 20x cubed h squared. It looks nasty, but we can work it through. We want to have x as the subject of the formula here. So first of all, let's multiply by the denominator. Let's multiply by h squared on both sides. So we get 67.5h cubed equals 20x cubed. Now we'll divide by 20 on both sides. So we're going to get 67.5h cubed over 20 equals x cubed. Let's tidy that left-hand side up. It won't look nice, but it'll work out very well in the end. So 67.5 divided by 20 is 3.375, and that's multiplied by h cubed, and that equals x cubed. We want to isolate x, so the opposite of cubing something is cube rooting. So we will cube root the whole of the left-hand side, 3.375h cubed. The cube root of 3.375 is just actually 1.5. Your calculator will tell you that quite easily. And the cube root of h cubed is h, so x equals 1.5. So again, it looks complicated. It involves algebra right the way through rather than just numbers, but if you take the value they give you, put it into the equation you created in the first part, and you just solve it through, you will get to the answer.